What up? So we're just Chai Nissen, Chai Nissen is the Chayot of Nissen, Nissen Negan, Nissen Negael. So, everything's happening right now. It's all the Gula. So it's very interesting reading a beautiful Yom Yom. I was talking about this yesterday, so the 2 days before Yom Yom. Talking it was very interesting. 17 Nissen. The God states וכל המבל לספר בציץ מצרים הרי זה מושבח. Revelation of the exodus from Egypt and lend this person is praiseworthy. The word zeh, this knows a distinct level of holiness implied with the phrase Hine Elokeinu zeh. Behold, this is a God. When a person tells the story of Exodus and land, his capacity to perceive godliness so that he can say, this is it, is praiseworthy. The whole inyan, very interesting. We live at our times, everything that Hashem is Ba'ach, gives us everything Shkach Pas Mediyekir, everything that Hashem is Ba'ach, talking directly to us, everything's all from Hashem is Ba'ach. We live at times like Ba'atanis days, it means we live at a Torah portion, Chitas, Chomish Telem Tanya, Chudu, Zohar, Daf Yomi, Chudu. It was very interesting. This is a whole inyan. This is it. See, so this brings me to one of the points. This is a matzah. So you get very interested. This is inyan. Oh man. What was I saying? There's something about matzah, but I completely forgot it. Yeah, matzah. This is the Likud when you compare the seaports Mitzrayim at length. And why we have to, we're leaving Egypt every day. So we have to know the story of Egypt. We have to understand that we're leaving Egypt. Not sure we have to separate it Kol Yom. We separate only on Pesach. But every day is like Pesach. Every sex we have the Gula Pratis, the Gulas, Shlemis Amitis. And this is Inyan. So we discuss Sipor Yetziz Mitzrayim and length. So Elokus, Hine Elokeinu Zeh. So this brings me to another and you're talking about matzah. Where did I see that? Nagados is the matzah. Or the Yom Yom, one of the previous Yom Yom was talking about it, the matzahs with Elokut. Everything in Pesach is all Elokut, it's all Gula, Shlemis Amitis, and Gula is always happening. I was just thinking because I just finished praying. So one of the things I was, what was it saying here? Over here, after this, after you finish praying, the Rabbeinu Tampar, now we don't put on tefillin because it's Chol Hamoed, but Rabbeinu Tampar talks about it says Mitzrayim, Kivyecha na Eretz Knani. Where is it? It says Mitzrayim. It says היום אתם יוצאים בחודש אביב, כי אביך נא לארץ כנעני, והחיתי במורי ואביבי ואוסי, אשר נשבע עליו וזכר לצאת לך הארץ, זבז, חולב דבש. So, we're already in the Gula Shlemis Mizri, Yom Moshiach for many years. But the Gula Shlemis Mizri is very interesting. It's in the Sheshet Tzchiot. It actually shows something very interesting. Over here you see the nations it's talking about, and the land, and Hashem's giving this land, and it's our land, and the Torah testifies, the land of Am Yisrael, chulu, chulu, chulu. It talks about the nations that were in the land before Hashem gave it to us. So, we're dealing with the same stuff now. We don't really, those schmucks around you, that's the Knani, we think the same. This is why the Rebbe was, the Rebbe was saying, Mihu Yehudi, because we think, there's numbers, the Rebbe was screaming about this years ago, it's Mihu Yehudi, because the numbers are not actually what it is. There's a lot of bullshit, today you have a little bit of money, and you pay enough money, and so you get the status of a Jew. That doesn't make you a Jew. The Jew according to Allah, your mother has to be Jewish, and in reality, in the Seder Shtaz, you have to have a Yiddish and Neshama. If you don't have a Jewish soul, you're not Jewish. Even if they say your mother's Jewish, it doesn't make sense. Your soul needs to be Jewish. But obviously, we talk in halacha that the mother Jewish, the mother has a Jewish soul, so then the children be Jewish as well. But there's one in the name of Gulish Tamizmitis is either Moshiach Kohen Gadol will be able to see who's a Jew or who's not. I'm not sure how this is part of the Inyanim, but we do know the Inyanim. Discussing my other shit, the Leviim return to do Kohenut, and we'll see the descendants, everything. We'll see everybody's line, where they come from, the family tree, and which Shevet they come from, chulu, chulu, chulu. We'll get back, what's the Inyan? Yeah, the Mekubal talked about this as well. It talks about, saw some Mekubal video on YouTube. Once the Mekubal was talking, you could see on the forehead. You can read, Jew has Yud Kei Vav Kei in the forehead, and maybe a Meilach, a Jewish Meilach has a different name of Hashem Yisbarach, maybe Adonai, I'm not sure. But we can, an easy way to identify who's Jew and who's not. It comes, Inyan, I was talking with my brother friend, Rabbi Chaim, he was talking about this, is the Inyan Gever. So he told me this was a Gever, it means Chasod and Bashinut or Rachmanut. And this is this is an easy way to identify who's a Jew and who's not. A Jew has Minas Chasod and Bashinut or Rachmanut. So, we're not going to get too much into that, but it's interesting, but, the Inyan Tzias Mitzrayim, we get to the Inyan Tzias Mitzrayim every day. Because we go out every day, we have a Golut Pratiyut, things are happening in our life, things that we're dealing with every day. Everybody's dealing with Galus and the Mitzrayim. This is the Satmar Rebbe, I believe, talk about it. It says in the Diktuk, it says, Yetzias Mitzrayim, but the proper way is to say it says Min Mitzrayim. It says Mitzrayim, saying that you take out the Mitzrayim from within you, because we're always dealing with Mitzrayimot, we're all dealing with limitations, and every time we get out of a limitation, as difficult as it may be, we come to Gula Pratis, a personal Gula within us, and and then when things just start working out, we have Yeshua, Hashem Kev Ayin, Hashem took us out, like we're reading the Gadda. Hashem takes us out with His own hands. Not that He doesn't send the shliach, He doesn't send nobody. It's the Gula. Hashem does Himself. Same thing with the Beit HaMikdash. These things it was thinking about. Same thing in the Beit HaMikdash has to be built by Hashem Yisbarach B'atzmo. It has to be built by Hashem Yisbarach B'atzmo, because it can't be built by human hand. Anything built by human hand is destined for destruction. But something built from Hashem Yisbarach is eternal forever. So you have Inyan talking about in the Sefer, having on the Beit HaMikdash, together with his Sefer Cheskos, but it has its own Mefarshim on different Inyan with the Beit HaMikdash. It talks about the Machlokes but this is other Inyan, we're not going to get into that. But the Inyan, everybody knows it has to be built by Hashem Yisbarach, but it's more that it can be eternal building, never be destroyed. It's the Inyanim of Bazel, the Beit HaMikdash is built with the iron. It means there will be, Hashem's going to fuck the iron that was used for death and destruction will be for good. It's going to, how does that line go? I forgot that line. Turn their spears into plowshares, But, yeah. There'll be no more war. One day. So the whole Inyan that's thinking about a lot is not going to get into those things because the 70 faces of Torah, the houses are out on the Torah is infinite, and together with Hashem Yisbarach. Yado Shemelech, the base of is built out. Yado Shemelech Moshiach, Melech Elyon Tachton, together with Hashem Yisbarach B'atzmo. But we all hope, we're going to see, like the Rebbe says, we're going to see that and come down from Shemaim with the Kohen Gadol. The Rebbe is Kohen Gadol, with all the Leviim and, the Leviim that are Kohenim and the Leviim that, whatever. I don't know how it's going to work. We'll see. Maybe with the Sanhedrin or the Sanhedrins afterwards, together with Chiyas HaMesim, Chiyas HaMetzim. My father's friend, he's a Yankee fan, and we were Met fans. And my father's friend, he says, Yankees is Yankov. Yankees is Yankov. Yankov is Chai. So I say, but I'm a Mets fan because it's Chiyas HaMetzim, man. Chiyas HaMetzim. Yeah. So that's very interesting. Also in the Sheish Zechirot, it talks about, it's also like a Seder Gula. It's very interesting. Remember Amalek says Zechaz Asher Lecha Amalek, but there says Mitzrayim Asher Lecha B'derv Yeznam Lecha Shalim Lecha V'ata Yev V'Gav Lo Elohim. So they don't, stupid as stupid does. Everything's in the hands of Shemayim. Chutz Mityir Shemayim, and Amalek comes, right in your tip top. We had, with Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe Rabbeinu, he sees Shem Zvad Megalet to Moshe Rabbeinu, and have Mekubar but Tzedek talk about different malach, whatever, it's all different things, the malach, whatever. I'm not gonna get into that's something else, but that was a very nice shiur, and I could get into that. But my point is that Moshe Rabbeinu, Hashem reveals himself to Moshe Rabbeinu, and then all the balagans start happening. It's the same thing today. We're in the Gula. Yamos Mashiach. It's already a long time. It's happening for years, and we're always having the Gula. We're ready. This Pesach, Pesach, the day of Gula Shnevis Mitzvahs. We already have. We had the Inyan of Gula Shnevis Mitzvahs. Just the Inyan of Gula Shnevis Mitzvahs of what we actually see with our eyes. It's like Yom Yom was talking about Hine Zeh Elokeinu. When we see this, we get to Hine Zeh Moshiach. Chulu. We get to these Inyanim. So we get the base midrash and its physical manifestation. Either we see it with Arein and Nisim and Niflaos. Or Ayado, Ayad Shemel HaMashiach. Doesn't really make a difference. Only Hashem knows exactly what's going to happen. But Inyan, it's all by Hashem is Baba Atzmo. That's the Inyan. But you see the same things over here. You come up with, then they start. Then Hashem heart is power is hard. See in a paro. You think it was a paro, that doesn't see, doesn't know, but there's a viral there. You believe he was how someone was thinking about the other dudes, he believe it was Hashem is Batzmo. There's an inyan, satanic inyan, demonic inyan, where Anish Shali Magia Ma'ala Af. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Vachat Chalain. Chulu. So this is an inyan Shaparo, Pera, Priya. And with the Priya, you it's antidote to the tumor of Paro. The Pera, in the Lashon Hara, Mitzi Shema. So what was my question? I had a question. This is how did Paro? What was my question? My question was, is a Paro? Losing my train of thought. We're getting it. I completely forgot it. So you see the same thing happening now. It's not. It's in the sea. That was like I can't trying to form my thoughts over here. That there's why the Paro? Okay. Inyan stupid as stupid does. That was it. It's power. You don't see what's happening. Power doesn't see what's happening. Doesn't know. He doesn't have yet to Shemaim. We see naturally we have Hashem is the Hashem is the Boer. So we Naturally, we have awesome fear of Hashem Yisbarach, and it's impossible not to have fear of Hashem Yisbarach. We see that Hashem hardens his heart, that in order for him to do the stupidity he does, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to do it. Once he starts realizing the Inyanim, and Hashem Yisbarach is doing this, you see throughout the whole, he comes to the Chatumim, he brings the whatever they call it, astrologers, this, and then everything he sees that Etzba Elohimu is in the hand of Hashem Yisbarach, is already even the greatest, whatever they call it, Chatumim, Machshifim, Kishufim, the witches, and whatever the hell they had, all this Tumah, doing all these Kishufim, all this, what was their voodoo doctors, whatever the hell they had over there, and the Moshe Rabbeinu's staff, they creating the snakes, and Moshe Rabbeinu's staff eats up all the snakes, and they trying to do the makot, and they came to the realization, came to understand that that's for Elohim. So how is power not, doesn't have fear of Hashem? How is power so stupid? It's as stupid does. Everything's in the hands of heaven. We see over here, in the case of Paro, you already start to see that Hashem Yisbarach doing everything. So you see Hashem had to harden his heart, that he can continue, because there was an inyan, Hashem had always an inyan. You see the whole inyanim, Hashem was, remember, Rebbetzin once said, Hashem, it came to the point, we have the inyan erech anpin. Hashem's erech anpin. Hashem holds back. He said, everything is kindness and mercy. Hashem, it comes to the point. Our friend Yaakov Tzvi pointed out, he was bringing the two names of Hashem, and when it came to Yetzias Mitzrayim, already. Both names, one is Vur and one's Chesed. I don't remember everything. I don't have photographic memory, but maybe a Vayar Eloheinu. Maybe he's talking to Vayar Eloheinu. One is Chesed, one's Vura. Alright, something like that. Not getting everything exact, but he was bringing two names of Hashem, and one is Chesed and one is Vura. Which is also in the Shnei Mashiachim, Shnei Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David. Shnei Mashiach ben Yosef is Vura, Mashiach ben David is Chesed. But what's the inyan? The inyan is both names of Hashem Yisbarach agreed is enough. Enough is enough. Agez ma'gulaschem. Enough, and it's time for these evil sickos to be punished. It's time for Hashem to put an end to it. So one of the Rebbetzins, I remember, they brought a point, is that Hashem, why is it? So why would Hashem harden his heart? Why does Hashem say you don't have free choice? But Dafka the Mitzrim did have free choice. We see the Rebbe says to Sikha, why did they get punished b'chlal if they had free choice? And this was their shlichut to hold the Jews in Galus. And we see in which it was Yaakov Vinu when he had the nevuot that they're going to go down to Mitzrayim, because the Dafka and the Galus is the foundation of the Gula. And Yichnis Daluf Shalom b'toch Gula. So you have Gula. So you put the Aleph Aluf Shalom b'toch Gula. You have Gula when you see that everything is Hashem Yisbarach, and you understand that everything is Hashem Yisbarach communicating with us. Hashem Yisbarach giving us simonim. Like the king in another version, the king doesn't have to say anything. The king gives you a siman, and you have to understand it. And if you don't understand the siman, like the story in the courtyard, in the Gemara in the story of the courtyard, he doesn't understand the king's simanim. What's he doing in the courtyard? What's he doing in the courtyard of the king? So where was I? Oh man, I'm losing my train of thoughts again. But yeah. This is inyan. What the Rebbetzin said that Hashem is already. So I go into my post. Hashem is fire. Hashem is Eish. So Hashem, but he's Erech Anpim, is the order Hashem Kitov Ilam Chaz, even to the biggest Rosh Hashem. Hashem holds back his anger. When it comes time, and both of the names of Hashem Yisbarach agree, is Megiyas man, enough. So then Hashem lets his wrath out, and he lets his wrath, just like we say we go to the door and שופך את כעסך לאוהבים שלנו and the evil against us, שופך את זה, and also the ספר תחמס, the קליפות, and the חיצונים, וכולו, זה all עניין of גאולה, עניינים של גאולה, הופך מערך עין, הקודש ברוך הוא זה אני שלהם, על האף שלהם הקודש ברוך הוא הופך אותם להן, שהם הוואי הם לא יודעים, הם חושבים שהשם יסברך בעצמם, that they שולט on everybody, they control everybody, and they know everything, and like Power, we know the story, Power would go early in the morning to the Nile River to go to the toilet, he would say, I don't go to the toilet, that he's a God, that he's not, no. Here we go, that he was, this is in Yanim, in Yanim, you see in lots of places, the Torah talks about that Hashem will make as a God, as a God. There's another question, as a God. Because there's no, ain't no Mavado or in Sof, all is Hashem Yisbach, ain't no Mavado. But, there's certain in Yanim that Hashem will lift up with Moshe Rabbeinu, Ish Elokim. He went up to the mountain, he was a man, and he came down Elokim. Doesn't mean Hashem is Bach. It means Hashem made him as a God. It's, but Hashem is Bach is or in Sof, boys, creating everything. He brings from nothing to something, and it's for Am Yisrael and the Shlichim, which is to bring something to nothing, to bring it back to Hashem is Bach, to have Ratzu V'Shav, Chulu, to come close to Hashem, to come to Techtona, to be able to bring also Inyan Avodah, where Melech HaMashiach does, brings both the worlds. There's another Inyan thought of the Beit HaMikdash coming down from Shemayim, and all the things happening because it's supernatural. It even happens supernatural. They believe, it's going to happen supernatural, even though you can interpret it another way. It come down from Shemayim, maybe get whatever. There's a whole bunch. I'm not going to get into interpretation. We're not going to go because we want to see things literally. The same thing in the, Inyan Yecheskel. We know the Inyanim, Beit HaMikdash is in your house. You have Shalom Bayit, Shechanti B'tochim, that's Beit HaMikdash. Within yourself when you Eschafya and you come to Kedusha. So it's Beit HaMikdash within you. So there's a Pnimis Beit HaMikdash Chulu. We know Bindash Ma'at, the Beit HaKnesset 770. From 770 we're marching on to victory without a doubt. What you good? Nation after nation we are conquering. Look, to bring Moshiach to the kids. So what was my point? I lost my point. But we're looking, we have Yecheskel for reason. Yecheskel vision, we see Beit HaMikdash Mamash, it comes from Shemayim, like the Rebbe said, I'm not going to get into hypotheticals, but even if you're going to get the hypotheticals, you first have to have the Inyanim, the Yikabel Pnei Melech HaMashiach, like the Rebbe said, the only thing, buttons are already polished, everything's already done, is only for us to accept, the Kabel Pnei Melech HaMashiach, B'zat Hashem Yekfar, and then the inyan of Zochet Amalek, enough with Amalek, because Amalek comes when we're tired and already reached the such heights, and we already had Matan Torah, and we had all this Kedusha, and we need such a height. What does Amalek come to do? To natek this age, to natek the nation, the age that you have towards Hashem Yisbarach, natek, and to make it cold. They sit in your bag. You only showed up, for Shachris, they always showed up for Mincha. Why I didn't see you for Shachris? There's a Malik b'toch Beit Knesset, there's a Malik here, Malik there, dress up like it's stated somewhere else. It's stated they dress up as amongst Am Yisrael, and they Ed Rab, and the similar Matzman or Oshel Am Yisrael. They dress up as that's what the Rebbe is also saying. Mihu Yehudi, just because someone dresses up and this is the biggest curse in Chabad is the Chitoni. You want to know real Chabad? Are you Pnimis Chabad as well as Chitonius Chabad? Pnimis and Chitonius, but the Ikar are Pnimis. You need to recognize. You need Chitonius as well to recognize. Chulu. Where was I? Yeah. So this is the inyan of Amalek. Get rid of Amalek. You need Melech HaMashiach. You need to get rid of Amalek. Shmidat Amalek, the Inyan of Safek, and he gave it that Safek. We need to know Hine, like Yom Yom was stating, Hine the Elokut, Hine the Melech HaMashiach, Hine Melech HaMashiach Ba. When we get to this point, we need that Safek, we need all these arguments, and all these, that's Amalek comes to do these arguments, and the Kevet Gula says in the Zohar Gula, that Rav, Kevet Gula, Yitem Kol Umot. And it's even worse than the Nazis, Rob? I think about that, how crazy it is. Amalek is Nazis, Amalek is from Esav, and the Nazis, Chulu. We're not going to get into this, we get into, okay, but there's we learn five parts of Rav, and then you have this tikkun of Rav, and that's what Moshe Rabbeinu B'chlal brought them with Am Yisrael, taken otam, to be chelik is the inyan, inyan of Gula is Rav, but there's certain parts that need to be completely destroyed in the inyan of Amalek, the safek, the Rav that brings the safek and comes to bother, and to attack the aish that a yid has, and when the Moshe Rabbeinu was the Rebbe, the Moshe Rabbeinu lit the match and started to light the fires. The person, Rebbe said, okay, the person has to light it himself. And so the person started to feel the Eish of Hashem Yisbach, coming closer to Hashem Yisbach, the job Melech Mashiach to bring Am Yisrael and all the nations of the world, and Chulu to the Or and Sof. So see, Amalek comes and creates that detachment, the age towards it. You're coming from Matan Torah and everything's, you're on fire and you're flying, and Amalek comes to Yeridotcha. Who are you? It's a wage war with you, Dafka in the highest point. So you see the same thing happening now. So we see Mitzvah over here. This week's Parashat Sarah, or another inyan, the Melech Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben Yosef, and in the name Neshamot of Mashiach. What's my point over here? Mashiach says, I'm not sure where it says. I remember learning a multiple. Mashiach is a Mitzvah. It's a Tzara. So all the people that come in and Mashiach is ditzadik and all the Indian the Mashiach is sheker, Kodesh Boy a pillar to sheker, otiot sheker, all crooked and emet stands emet kodem follow v'nachtam nevesoidod. The tzadikim, especially the tzaddik with the Mashiach ben Yosef, talking about Mashiach ben Yosef's Kodesh Kadosh. Mashiach ben Yosef is tzaddik Yisrael. There's one tzaddik that's never been a tzaddik, he's never sinned, never anything, tahor, Kodesh Kadoshim. So that's certainly not a Matzayra. You have to understand the Inyan Melech and Mashiach Batzmo is two diametrically opposite personalities. Mashiach ben David and Mashiach ben Yosef. It's probably hard for them to even sit together, but they have chiburim. Moshiach ben David wants to, hang out. And Moshiach ben Yosef is like Shlomo Melech want to hang out with Queen Sheba and stuff. Moshiach ben Yosef chas v'shalom. Moshiach ben Yosef wants to sit all day and bake nezah. Maybe yesh v'naba. Moshiach ben David, whatever. Not to talk bad about anybody, it's all good. Moshiach ben David is Klal Yisrael. You need to represent all Am Yisrael. There's a spark of Moshiach ben David in all Am Yisrael. It means he's together with all Am Yisrael, just like the Ketores. There's all, even the smelly Ketores is the love, even the Jew that doesn't have the garments of Torah mitzvahs. Hashem is infinite love for all Am Yisrael, to the greatest tzaddik, to the water carrier, to the greatest Talmud Torah, to people hanging out in Tel Aviv, whatever, Hashem is the greater love for each. I just saw that, To Sometimes somebody asked the Rebbe, wanted to give a story from the Rebbe. Somebody asked the Rebbe, "How can you wait in line? You're older than me, and I can't wait in line." It's like, "How can you wait in line?" He said, "When you're counting diamonds, how can you wait in line so long? When you count diamonds, you don't get tired." So there was another Indian under the diamond. He says, "If a diamond's dirty, does it lose its value?" And if you could have a much more expensive diamond that's dirty. Much more valuable diamond that's dirty. Now, because it's dirty, you could have a cheap diamond that's clean, and you can have an infinitely more expensive diamond that's dirty. What's worth more? Because the diamond that's clean is worth more. One could be priceless, but it's a little dirty. So this is Hashem Yisbarach, how much infinite love Hashem Yisbarach has for us, and Hashem sees everything. He sees the klayot, the lev, and He sees everything. There's no ein misachkim with Hashem Yisbarach. Nobody's playing games. Hashem sees you. He knows exactly what you're doing. He knows exactly the value of each and every one of us. That's why in Parshas Truma the Rebbe points out the Zahav. It's a Zahav before copper and silver. Why is it Zahav before copper and silver? Because Hashem right away, right off the bat, we're all gold. And when we're gold, when we're Zahav in the Torah mitzvot, so then we start to manifest this in the physicality there, because moach alalev, or matter or mind over matter, spirituality to physicality, chulu 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 chulu. Yeah. What's that? Okay, so after all this, you see all these things happening. Then you see Zechus Yom Shabbos the Kodesh. Then you see Zechus Yom Shabbos the infinite Shabbos, the Gula Shnei the Midas, infinite Shabbos. So it comes Zechus Yom Shabbos. Then you can sit in your Shabbos table in infinity, and you bring mitzvah behidur. Just as they have mitzvah behidur is deal b'tachtoina. So you bring his mitzvah tzavtzah, which is Parshas Kabanos that you the holy inyan the Kabbalah is they tchaber Hashem Yisbarach tzavtzah mitzvah tzavtzah is the mechabrim Hashem Yisbarach. And the same thing with Inyan, you enter into the Otiyot Shator, is Teva, so you rise above the raging waters of the Olamot. My Rabbi, Lo Chol Chabot Ava Nafshi, Sheshlin Hashem Yisbarach, V'yesh Hashem Yisbarach Aleinu, Chulu, Nili Doidi V'doidi Li. So then we come to Shabbat, we come to Gula, and we come to this revelation of Gula, and comes to Mamash, revelation of Hine Ze Elokeinu, Hine Ze Elokut, Hine Ze Melech HaMashiach, and we have it comes as we come from Yetzias Mitzrayim. The first night of places, Yetzias Mitzrayim, the Seder is Yetzias Mitzrayim. Then you get to the inyan of Sudat Mashiach, and the end of Sudat Mashiach was eating the Leviathan, the Yain Mushumar, the Shor Bor. Sudat Mashiach, the inyan that actualizes the actual Gula. We see Beit HaMikdash Hashishima Mamash, and Gula Shnemis Vamitis. So I was discussing with somebody, we're talking about the Zohar, talks about Zohar Gula. So Zohar Gula talks about the Bina. What's Yain Mushumar? Yain Mushumar is Bina. So, the inyan of Chassidut, when you have deep Chassidut, in Chabel, Hashem Yisbarach, Chodesh Baruch Hu Meshachet, the Bina. And so my story from this is, I went to a Farbi once, it was a dry Farbi, there was no, I ran out of alcohol. And I went to this Farbi in the old city, I was sitting there, after I was at the coast with this Farbi, I was sitting there, and the guy took out the Chassidus, the Kutesichos, and started learning. I was, it was like 2-3 in the morning, I was learning with him, and then Bitom, I'm like flying, like I drank like 5 bottles of wine, it's Yain Meshumah. Yain Meshumah is a Bina is a Chassidut. Inyan Shavuch Elohim, and the Inyan Shagula as well as the Inyan Midrash Rabbah, what Moshiach, who's Moshiach, Lim Mechefet Apnei Hamayim, in different levels of Moshiach. The Rebbe talks in Dvar Malchus, previous Dvar Malchus. So it says, or Ruach Elohim Mechefet Apnei Hamayim, the Inyan that Moshiach is before everything, together with Hashem Yisbarach Atzmot and Hashem Yisbarach B'Atzmo. What was my other point? And we bring a point from Rabbi Nachman that the Geula comes, is actually discussing this at the Seder, it's discussing as a Shabbat meal. Geula doesn't come in Mishugas, doesn't have to come Mishugas, because the ways of Hashem is Derech Adav Kinoam. It comes, so Rabbi Nachman comes and points out Mashiach conquers the world first when you have the Inyan, a story that what is the story? Forgot the name of the robbers, but he went up to the chamber, not the Amos Akatimah with the Baal Shem, the story of a Breslov story where he goes up to the chambers of Moshiach, and Moshiach shows him his swords. I forgot his name. But I think Rabbi Nachman came and interpreted it. So Moshiach says to him, to this tzaddik, said, with these swords I will conquer the Umot, I conquered the Golus. And he came back to Rabbi Nachman. I forgot his name. I forgot the tzaddik's name. He came back to Rabbi Nachman and said, what does this mean? I don't understand what it means. He says, this is the swords. Rabbi Nachman says, the swords are tefillot. Mashiach will conquer the Umot with his mouth and with his tefillot, his Torah mitzvot and tefillot. Conquer the Umot. And this is the swords of Melech HaMashiach. I forgot my last words. Yeah, but the second thing Rabbi Nachman said, the first I would say before, was the first thing Rabbi Nachman said, not with Mashiach is not going to conquer the Umot, not even one bullet fired. Beruch Elohim, Beruch Elohim, Mechefet al Pnei Hamayim, Beruch Elohim is Derech Dakanom, V'avis Yisrael, V'achtit Yisrael, Avis Yisrael, Torah Mitzvot, Ki V'simcha Teitzer V'shal Matu V'lun, with the way of Hashem, and that Simcha, and Avis Yisrael, Chulu, 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 V'chulu. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know, I was going to say some more stuff. I don't know what I remember, what I don't. May God bless. L'chaim, 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 v'rachim. We all have the best Sudat Mashiach ever, and we actually see, Hine zeh Likud, Hine Mashiach ba, Hine the Beit HaMikdash HaShishi, U'ed Mashamayim. We actually see this with our eyes. May Hashem open up our blind eyes and deaf ears. We actually be zoiche. So we're way past Miyad, already way in Gula. Like they said earlier, it's already the same process is always happening. Gula is always happening. It's the same process. It already happens. You already have the Eish of Moshe Rabbeinu, and then afterwards he has to deal with Paro. He has to deal with it's his Mitzrayim. So Gula is already happened. It already happened a long time. Mashiach already came a long time ago. But you have to deal with the Umot, and you have to deal with the swords of Mashiach. You have to deal with the Tefillot of Mashiach. You have to deal with all these inyanis, and then HaKadosh Baruch Hu hofech otam le'en. It hofech me'ech ampin to shofech et kascha al ha'ovim shalom. That's what Hashem Yisbarach is doing right now. So anyways, may God bless. Well, the best Sudat Mashiach ever, b'yidu mo'odu b'shavas ha'mishchodu simcha sham tuvav k'ad ha'melech kol ha'bracha l'kol ha'am Yisrael l'chaim 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 v'levoch ha'bracha d'mech boyri pri ha'gofen Chaim v'levacha v'levacha bli l'chaim ein chaim ve'ein bracha ובלי לבכה אין חיים. אין לחיים. May God bless all the baruch l'kol am Yisrael. Anavim megiz ma'gulasam. Yeah, I guess that's it. May God bless.